Hi, it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my 5th update for A Court of Pans and Empties Book 2. This Fantastic Ladies project was created by Paula of A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. It's based on A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, which is the second book of the ACOPAE series. Paula created a list of characters and places to serve as prompts. I've been working on 6 of them at a time, and we're going to start with the ones that have been in here the longest. The first is the Night Court. That is a product you thought would be awful, but you actually love. Pharaoh was expecting the Night Court to be a truly terrible place, but she, in fact, fell in love with it. This is the Good Molecules Clarify and Cleanse Bar. I wouldn't say that I love it, but I thought I would be hate panning this, and I'm not. I actually really do enjoy it. It is a bar of facial cleanser, so it moves very, very slowly. I am trying to finish it. It's smaller than it was, but it is still in the project. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about it. It's my morning cleanser. At some point I'm going to start using it at night too, and then it'll go faster, but for now it's still in the project and gradually shrinking. The second prompt is Azrael, and that is a product that helps give you a perfect smoky eye. Azrael is my favorite bat boy. He is an Illyrian and also a shadow singer. He has some kind of shadow magic that we don't fully understand. They evidently will speak to him and he can control them in various ways. They're also how he manages his version of teleportation. He doesn't winnow the way some of the other characters do, but he does kind of the same thing. He disappears from one place and appears somewhere else. Due to that ability, he's represented by a product that gives you the perfect smoky eye. Anytime you do a smoky eye, you need to make sure it's nice and blended so you get the smoked effect. So I went into my Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette. This is the shade White Sand, which is close to my skin color, so I can use it for that purpose. My goal was to use it 10 times. With the last update I had 6, and I got the other 4. So this is now a rollout. I've clearly used it a lot. I have no reason to stop. It performs great, but it is rolling out of the project. The next one is Morrigan. Mor is Rhysand's cousin, and she likes to wear red a lot. So she's represented by something red. This is my Bath & Body Works Winter Candy Apple Pocket Back. The product itself is red, and I made a good jump this time. I am trying to finish this. I might have this done for next time if I can get the same pace that I did over the last month. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, because admittedly I had some help. I did have this out at dinner and some other people used it too, so it wasn't all me, but whatever. And so this is still in the project. Maybe 1 month, maybe 2, we'll find out together. Last month I brought in the prompt Ianthe. She is a high priestess and she is represented by the prompt, a product from the brand Too Faced, because she is two-faced. She pretended to be Favor's friend, she pretended to be Tamlin's ally. She was neither of those things. I'm not entirely sure why she deliberately sabotaged the wedding, but she did. Maybe she had designs on Tamlin herself. I don't know. But in any case, she is a product from Too Faced. I only own Too Faced mascaras. I have 2 of these, but I only brought 1 in. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. My goal is to finish it. I haven't started it yet. The mascara that I've been using is getting low. I might be starting this in the next month. I'm not entirely sure, but I only open 1 mascara at a time. So I haven't even opened this one. I have no idea what I think of it yet. Hopefully for next update. Last month I also brought in the prompt Caradwyn and Nuala. They are 1 prompt because we really mostly see them together. They are twin sisters. They are also spies and handmaidens. They kind of work as Feyre's handmaids. They also do things like bake bread, and they spy on the other courts. The prompt more relates to their roles as handmaids. They are represented by either a body lotion or a body wash. I brought in a body wash. This is the Ahava Dead Sea Mineral Shower Gel in the scent Sea Kissed. That's where it was when it came in, and that's where it is now. I just started using this about 2 weeks ago, so I hadn't used it yet when it came in the project. It's okay. It smells nice. It is a milder scent than what you get with Bath & Body Works, but still distinct enough that you can smell it. I do feel like I need to use a lot of this though, and for as expensive as this is, I'm not okay with that. I don't remember how I got this. It might have been in a FabFitFun, but I don't think I would seek it out again. I'll use it, but I just don't think it's worth the price. And the last prompt also came in last time, and it's actually a book 1 prompt that I didn't get to in book 1, and that is romantasy. Romantasy is the subgenre that ACOTAR fits into, romance and fantasy combined. Right now what I'm reading is not romantasy. I'm reading Pride and Prejudice because I've never read anything by Jane Austen, and I feel like that's a problem, and now I'm fixing it. But anyway, back to the prompt. It's represented by a product that you are addicted to because it is an addicting subgenre. This is the Voesh Petty in a Box in Eucalyptus Energy Burst. I am obsessed with my foot bath, except I didn't use it in the last month, so maybe I'm not that obsessed. I do really like it, but I've been working on using a foot cream by itself and not really using the foot bath. So I did not finish this, which is my goal. I will have it done for next time, I'm sure this time. I did meet goal on Azrael, which means I do have one roll out and one roll in. So having met my goal on the eyeshadow white sand, I get to bring in the next prompt, which was picked for me by Tiny Decisions. The prompt that was randomized for me is the Bone Carver. I love the Bone Carver. He's one of my top 3 favorite characters. None of my friends understand my obsession with him, and neither do I really. I'll get into him more later. But he is represented by a product that is tricky to pan. He's pretty tricky. And of course, everybody knows that blushes are tricky to pan. This is my Tarte 12-Hour Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Captivating. It is a sample, it already has pan in it, and I'm going to use it 10 times for the Bone Carver. So there's my update. I had one roll out and one roll in. For next time, I will have at least one more. I will use this Petty in a Box from Romantasy, and then that one would roll out. It is a single-use item, so I just have to use it once. So wish me luck with that. And I did say that I was going to talk more about the Bone Carver and why I love him so much. If you have not read past A Court of Mist and Fury, and also have not read Throne of Glass, you might not want to watch this part because there are some spoilers. I love the Bone Carver because he is both mysterious and incredibly powerful. And his powers are very interesting and somewhat inconsistent and disjointed. We know that he knows things he shouldn't necessarily know, and he also has this puzzling ability to appear however he wants you to see him, but different people will see him differently at the same time. The first time we meet him with Feyre, Rhysand saw him as Jurian, and Feyre saw him as this child that she at the time did not recognize. I guessed right away, but Feyre didn't find out until later that he was appearing as Rhysand and Feyre's child. Now, we don't know if this is a hypothetical child or a child who has not yet been born, or maybe a different version of Nyx. Nyx, of course, is born with wings, and the child that Feyre saw did not have wings. So we don't know if that was supposed to be Nyx, or if he was just communicating that he knew they were supposed to be mates. But he at least knew that much, and may know that they would have a son together. Rhysand was seeing the Bone Carver as Jurian, and that was troubling to Rhys, because Jurian was what he came to ask about. He was trying to figure out if it was possible that Jurian could have been resurrected, but it seems the Bone Carver already knew what Rhysand was interested in. The Bone Carver does seem to enjoy annoying Rhys and Feyre, but also seems to be trying to be more helpful than he wants them to think that he is, kind of the way the Suriel does. He did kind of guide Rhys's line of questioning by suggesting that if Jurian's soul was perhaps encapsulated in something, that he might be able to be resurrected, which was in fact the case. And we are led to believe that the Bone Carver already knew what was happened with Jurian. The Bone Carver is in prison whenever we meet him, but he may not be as confined as we think he is. We are told that he's the one who carved a lot of the doorways on the other inmate cells, so he can't really be confined to his own cell if he's been able to decorate the interior of the prison. We also find out in Echo Ward that he's actually willingly incarcerated. He's truly hiding from his sister, so we're not sure if the Weaver doesn't know that he's there, and he's able to evade her detection that way, or if she's unable to get in. We also don't know if he would be able to get out if he really wanted to. Amren was able to find a way to escape. We don't know if he could do the same thing or not. There are some basic things that we don't know about the Bone Carver. For example, his name. We don't know what his name is. He is known just as the Bone Carver through the series so far. The first book, ACOPAE, did present the concept of names having power, and that is something that appears in Fae lore, but we haven't seen a whole lot of that within the series. That may have been how Amarantha and Rhysand were able to track down Claire better after Feyre gave her name as her own, but we're not entirely sure if that was the case or not. We also do not know the King of Hybern's name, or his successor, the King of Hybern's name, and that is particularly interesting because there is a different king within the Mossverse whose name was unknown, and that became a relevant plot point. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the Bone Carver or not, but we do know the Weaver's actual name and their other sibling, Koche. I'm probably saying that wrong, but we do know the third sibling's name as well. We also don't know what the Bone Carver is. He describes himself as a death god, and that's kind of interesting because death seems to be something that he doesn't understand. He knows all sorts of things that he shouldn't know about the whereabouts of the cauldron, and these are things that happened after he was incarcerated in the prison. But he does ask Feyre for details about her death, and it seems to be because he genuinely does not know what death is like and is trying to figure it out. We're not sure why he was so interested in death. Is it simply because it's the one thing that he didn't yet understand, or was he trying to be proactive? He did die in battle in ACOPAE War, as far as we know, but if he was trying to unlock death's secrets, did he actually perish? It is strange to think of a death god as being mortal, but he's also not just known as a death god. He was also mentioned in the Throne of Glass series. He mentioned at one point in ACOPAE that he knew a warrior fae whose line existed in a human line, and that seems to have been Elena of Throne of Glass. Within Throne of Glass, we don't really hear Elena mention the Bone Carver, even though she does appear herself. A group of characters within Throne of Glass did find an abandoned temple to a forgotten god, in which there were a lot of carved bones. We also know that Elena's husband, Gavin, was evidently connected with that temple and worshipped this truth god, as he was known to the Throne of Glass characters. None of the living Throne of Glass characters ever met this truth god, but within the ACOTAR series, he doesn't seem to lie. He might try to be deliberately misleading and kind of fill a trickster type of role, but he's not inherently dishonest. We don't know how or why he left Aurelia for Prythian, and we don't know why he went from being described as a truth god to a death god. But he doesn't seem to lie, and so is he actually dead? Do death gods actually die? I think he was kind of an underutilized character. He knew things that he shouldn't have, and he kind of in some ways reminded me of the Surreal. And I've wondered if the Surreal are in some way connected with him, if they were kind of his eyes and ears outside of the prison, and that's how he knew the things that he wasn't supposed to know. Maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. There's my thoughts on him. I don't know if he's really dead or not, but he is in my top favorite characters. It's hard for me to rank a top 3, but he's in there. So there are my thoughts about the Bone Carver. I am hoping he pops back up somewhere. Maybe he simply left Prythia and he'll show back up in Crescent City. Who knows? Do you have an irrational favorite minor character? I'd love to hear about why. But I will see you next month for the last update of this project before the finale on April 30th, and I'll see you then. Bye!